You ready? Oh. Calling case number 2061055, the people of the state of Michigan versus Zaire Reese. Defendant is charged with count 1, reckless driving causing death. This matter is scheduled for examination.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brian Johnson for the people, P84143.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Please stand on behalf of Zaire Reese, who's seated behind me, B71699. Today's date time set for exam. We are ready to proceed.
The people are voting. No, Your Honor. I would seek to admit People's Exhibit 1. Well, I'm going to log into Zoom, but seek to admit People's Exhibit 1, which is the ME report under 766.39B.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that all technical reports have a live witness to testify to any reports that would be, we put that in our appearance, in our request, in the initial filing of this complaint, that we,
You get that in discovery, but you don't get the passport to be in your camera exam. That should allow for third report to come in without a witness.
understand, Your Honor. I don't have I don't have a certified copy of it, and I haven't been provided
A copy of it.
an affidavit that says this is a certified copy, so it meets the records exception requirement.
You have a copy of it.
I've been provided a copy of it, yes.
Okay. So, I guess I don't understand the issue.
I'm objecting to it based on a hearsay document, Your Honor.
All right, well, objection is overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And it's 766.11B. May the people publish the relevant portions to the court, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Okay. And I provided a copy to Madam Court Reporter. And the court would like a copy, I have a copy as well. This is a medical examiner's report performed by Carl Schmidt, MD, on a person named Antoine Bacon, Antoine Bacon, on May 3rd, 2020. The summary and opinion is as follows. It is my opinion that death was caused by multiple injuries sustained as the occupant of a vehicle that struck another vehicle. There were multiple abrasions and lacerations of the face. The right arm had a palpable fracture. The deceased was a tissue donor, so no other injuries could be evaluated in the manner of death. It's an accident. There are some evidence of injuries. There were multiple abrasions and lacerations of the face, including the forehead. The larger lacerations were around the glabella, left eyelid, and midline of the lower lip. There was an abrasion of the anterior right shoulder, and the right arm was palpably fractured. Your Honor, I will call my first witness. It's Sergeant Paul Warner. I'm going to run out and grab him because I don't have my OIC, but I do not need him. So call his name again. Paul Warner.
Paul Warner?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Where are from the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. All right, thank you.
Go ahead and take it.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm just muting myself.
Okay. Good afternoon. Can you state your name, please?
Paul Warner, P-A-U-L-W-A-R-N-E-R.
And where do you work, sir?
City of Detroit Police Department,
And how long have you worked there?
24 and a half years.
And what are your current assignments?
I'm the sergeant of Fatal Squad.
Okay, what is Fatal Squad?
Fatal Squad is a unit under homicide that investigates all fatal critical crashes and operating on intoxicated.
And how long have you been with the Fatal Squad?
Since November of 2013.
Are you familiar with a Detroit Police Department surveillance system known as green light video?
Yes.
And can you briefly describe for the court what that is?
It's a system that is in place for monitoring. The department monitors locations throughout the city.
Okay. Do you know if the footage is continually recording?
I did it.
And do you know how to access the footage when as it's recorded?
I have direct access from my office.
Okay. Can you watch a live feed?
I can.
Can you watch footage that has already been recorded?
Yes.
And can you just describe where generally these cameras are located?
It depends on how they're installed by the company under their discretion where they recommend it, and the installers put those items on their business.
Okay. What kind of businesses do you typically see the green light video at?
Okay, how does that develop? This is not trial.
Okay.
You know, this is an exam.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. I was just establishing a little bit, but on 5/2/2020, were you directed to retrieve a video from a green light location?
I did.
Do you recall what that location was?
No.
If I said it was at West 7 Mile in Gilchrist, and 16901 7 Mile, would that be accurate? Would you like-
Objection, leading.
Leading, from the fact not known.
Thank you.
If you would review or an investigator's report associated with it, would it refresh your recollection?
It would let me know where items that I retrieved, yes.
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Okay. I'm showing the defense, this is the investigator's report. Take a look at that. If your memory is refreshed, please just look up when you're ready. Okay. Do you recall where you retrieved the video from?
It was the two locations on 7 Mile, 16901, and then 17100.
And were you given a certain time frame as to when to pull?
Normally when I pull, I look for the event that we're focused on for our investigation. I take a little bit of time prior to, and then when response units arrive.
Okay. And was this in conjunction with an ongoing traffic homicide investigation?
It was a fatal accident.
Were you able to retrieve videos?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do with the videos once they were retrieved?
The video was downloaded, placed on a disc, one for the OIC and one for evidence.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to review these videos in advance of today's hearing?
I did not.
Do you recall at the last hearing reviewing the videos in anticipation of this?
I reviewed the videos before today.
Okay. The videos that you reviewed before, are they a fair and accurate depiction of the videos that you retrieved on 5/2/2020?
Yes.
Your Honor, the people would move for Exhibit 2, which is the video from the green light footage of Mr. Sergeant Warner pulled.
Objection, Your Honor. It's a hearsay document, and he's not the custodian of the records of this document, so I object to this document being introduced as evidence.
Well, video is not a document.
I'm sorry,
Video is not a document.
I'm sorry, the CD, the video on it, I object to it, as being hearsay.
Okay, well. It's not hearsay either.
The,
How you gonna tell video is hearsay?
it's being offered for the truth of the matter asserted in the video. And in order to produce that, you need to have a certification of the custodian of the records presenting that to us. He got it from somebody else. This is not something that he's the custodian of the records for. So therefore, without that certification of authenticity, this witness can't introduce it.
Well, he can introduce it. he can't testify. Downloaded this from the green light system, which is what he did. But in order for me, before I can, admit it, you're gonna have to at least, because right now, you haven't shown him anything. You haven't shown him a disc, you haven't shown him the beginning of videos, so how would he know, how would I know, or how would he know that this is actually the video that he downloaded? You have to put it up on the screen
Okay, I can do that.
and show it, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
Let me, get yours. All right, that's yours.
okay. Sergeant Warren, I'm going to direct your attention to this television screen above you. Do you see the collection of videos or collection of still videos? Is that, from what you pulled May 2nd, 2020, is that, to your recollection, the same video that you see in front of you today?
These are the viewpoints from that video.
The people move for admission, certain portions of the video. Move for the admission of the whole video, but I'll play certain portions of the court of the law. Right.
Oh, you have any argument?
Yes, Judge. I object to this document. This video being introduced as an exhibit. It's hearsay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, before we start, for the people that are on Zoom, put your system on mute. Everything you do in here, everything you do, say, we hear it here. And it becomes very difficult to hear. So if you don't, you gotta put your system on mute, or I'm gonna have to close it out, and then you won't be able to find out what's going on. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to play two angles of it. And each angle is about 30 seconds. Sergeant Warner, did you go to the scene of the crash?
I did.
Okay, and what did you do while you were there?
I did the investigation. I did the field sketch and measurements with assistance of Detective Vessel.
Okay. And were you able to determine whether the van was compatible with the CDR?
It was not.
Okay. Do you know the speed limit on that area of 7 Mile Road?
I got to see the report in regards to the speed limit that was posted.
Okay. If you like, if you refresh your recollection, you can take a look at the investigation report when you're sufficiently refreshed. Just because.
Based off the investigation,
Okay, what is the speed limit on that area?
35 miles an hour.
Based on your investigation of the scene and the crash itself, are you able to draw any conclusions as to the speed of the vehicle?
In excess of 35,000.
Did you speak with any suspects at the scene?
No.
Okay. I have no further questions, Mr. Rich.
Well,
Sergeant Warner,
Yes.
did you, is there any video of when the semi-truck was parked on this area?
At what time it was parked?
Yes.
Not that I recall when it was parked. No.
So you don't have any, you know if that video is still available to go back a year later and get what time that semi-truck was parked there?
It would not be. I know there was a statement taken from the party that was sleeping in it. I do not recall if it's in the statement at what time.
And are you aware if this is the no parking area where the semi-truck was parked?
Yes, and we indicated that there, the one pole that's in the first footage had that sign posted there. No parking.
It's clearly marked no parking in this area,
On
correct?
that one pole.
All right. And this is a 4-lane highway with a down lane, correct?
7 mile, it's 4 lane.
Is there a
And
sign-
there's parking available, a space that could be available on.
And do you know if this semi-truck was illegally parked or legally parked on this roadway?
I would
Objection,
classify,
relevance.
It goes to causation, Your Honor.
no. No, doesn't go to causation. Causation, this is not a civil matter, this is a criminal matter. We have elements. If they find the elements, that's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're not the OIC in this case, are you?
no, sir.
You're the lead person on the scene, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware if there's any charges brought against the semi-truck driver being parked on the scene?
Objection, relevance.
Mr. Ronald has been charged against your client. Where is your client?
See behind me.
No, back over here, please. That's it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
My last question, I'm sorry, did you overrule that one? You're just saying the objection.
Okay. What was the question?
The question was there any tickets issued to the semi-truck driver?
Yeah, I'm sustaining this objection.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
You don't know who the driver of that vehicle was that crashed in the back of the semi-truck, do you?
Do I know?
Yeah.
I don't know him personally, no.
Okay. And you didn't see him operate that motor vehicle that night, did you?
No.
You didn't see him exit that vehicle, did you?
When I arrived, nobody was there.
And what time did you arrive?
I couldn't tell you, normally it's within an hour of the notification.
Thank you. No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
May redirect.
No redirect.
You sit down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Sergeant.
Thank you. Your Honor, the people call their final witness, Officer Austin Destin.
Dustin?
Dustin.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
You put a voice on it, you swear?
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you state and spell your name again, please?
First name Austin, last name Dustin,
How do you spell your last name?
Dustin.
Where do you work, sir?
Detroit Police Department, 8th Precinct,
How long have you worked
2.5 years.
there? And what are your current duties?
Right now I operate patrol duties, traffic and police run.
Were you on duty on May 2nd, 2020, around 4 in the morning?
I was,
And did you have an opportunity to find yourself at a location around 7 Mile and Gilchrist?
Yes.
Is that in, what city is that?
Detroit,
And in what county?
Wayne,
And who were you there with?
my partner, Dylan Kenny,
Were you in a marked police car?
I was.
Describe the scene when you got there.
We were approaching from the west going eastbound on 7 Mile. At first, it didn't look like an accident because there was no debris or anything on the road. As we got closer, I observed a small minivan underneath the back of a semi-truck, cargo portion of a semi-truck.
Do you recall what kind of minivan it was?
I do not.
Was this minivan, was there any other cars that had been, were there any other cars that had been damaged in an accident? What you can see?
Didn't appear to know.
Did you approach the vehicles?
Yes.
And what did you do when you approached the vehicles?
As soon as we approached the vehicle, I initiated my lights, blocking up traffic that would endanger us coming to the west. And I immediately got out to check if there was any victims or, check for victims, and then those were injured.
Okay. Did you see anybody in the driver's seat or the passenger seat? Did you see anybody in the driver's seat of the minivan?
Yes,
Did you see anybody in the passenger seat of the minivan?
yes.
And did EMS arrive?
Shortly after, yes, we called for EMS.
Okay. Were you able to observe the driver of the minivan when you got there?
Yes,
Was this person still in the car?
yes,
Okay. I want you to look around the courtroom. Do you see the person that was in that driver's seat
I do.
that day? Okay, can you point to him and identify the article of clothes he was wearing?
He's wearing a blue button-up, a blue tie.
Okay. And is what gender?
Male,
Okay. And what color?
black man.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant? And what else did you do at that scene?
Well, we stood by, assisted fire and EMS, did what I could, ultimately let them do their job and direct the traffic.
Did you take any statements from the driver or the passenger?
No,
Did you find out what happened to the passenger?
yes,
What happened?
he passed away from his injuries.
All right. Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Okay, well, yes, what happened? That's new. Personally, I can't take it. I need a foundation that how do you know what happened to the passenger?
Oh, okay.
What happened in front of him, he saw it.
Sure. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Someone told him,
Okay. Did you have a chance to, when you arrived at the scene, was the passenger in the vehicle?
Yes,
Okay. Were you able to talk to the passenger?
no,
Was the passenger responsive to you?
he was unconscious.
Okay. Did you how did you find out that the passenger was deceased?
So as the primary unit, I delegate units to go to the hospital to get chart and condition, and they provide us with the chart and condition.
Calls for hearsay.
well, what they say, calls it,
What they-
he can say what they do. So he got the information from someone else.
Correct.
I got that part. So, so the part about the passenger being deceased, I can't take.
Okay.
That's hearsay.
Okay.
Part of what they do to get it is not. The actual words are. So,
Okay. The information that you received, did you receive from somebody else?
Yes,
Okay. Did you personally see EMS take the passenger to the hospital?
Objection, leading.
it was legal. I mean, it doesn't go to the element. It's not going to the hospital. Not allowed.
Did you personally see EMS take the passenger away?
Yes.
Okay. And based on the information, without telling me what the person said, did you come to find out that that person was deceased, the passenger?
Objection. Calls for hearsay.
Call for hearsay.
I mean, he doesn't know, I mean, all he knows about the passenger is that it was, is that he was, he found out later, so you're right, I don't have a way to hear. So I have no further questions.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Well, my name is Isidore. I'm the attorney for the defendant. Please state your name.
Austin Dustin?
Thank you, Mr. Dustin. Now, you said that you didn't get a chance to talk to the passenger, correct?
Correct.
And you said he was unconscious when you arrived, correct?
Correct.
And did you get a chance to talk to the driver, or was he also unconscious when you arrived?
In and out of consciousness.
In and out of consciousness. You get a chance to talk to him?
I attempted to, I had no response.
No response. Okay. And you drafted a report, which is page 4 of the reporting officer narrative, correct?
I don't recall. Page 4.
You drafted one document for your report, correct?
Correct.
All right. And that report has all the information. You put all the information in that report that you're testifying to from today, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you went to the police academy to learn how to write police reports, correct?
Yes.
Police reports are supposed to be truthful?
Yes.
Accurate?
Yes.
You contain all the important and relevant details of your investigation, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, how long have you been a police officer?
2.5 years.
2.5 years, okay. And I take it in those 2.5 years, this incident happened approximately a year ago, correct?
Correct.
So at the time, you're about 18 months out?
Yes.
Okay. And in the last year, how many reports have you written?
Many. I don't can't.
Over 100?
Possibly.
Okay. And in the first year and a half, how many reports have you written? Over 100?
I don't know.
What's irrelevant?
It goes to the biasness of the report and the lack of information in the report, Your Honor.
No, I don't care about the report. The report is not admissible. The report is hearsay.
Yes,
So you can use the report to impeach him if you want.
I will move on now.
Because it's a prior statement. Other than that, I don't care about all that stuff.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter. Thank you.
Now, in the time, one of the things that you do, the reason you write a report is because it helps refresh your memory when you come to court, correct?
Correct.
And I take it you read your report today?
No, I did not.
You didn't review your report today?
No, I did not.
The prosecutor didn't hand you a copy of the report in the hallway and asked, does this help refresh your memory today?
So my partner read the initial report, so it was not my report.
Did you write a report in this case?
I don't recall writing a report.
You don't recall referring your report? And so the information you used to refresh your memory for today's, for today's testimony was somebody else's report, correct?
No.
No. Did you draft your own notes for this?
Objection has an answer.
I did not read the
You're asking
report.
about notes now.
It's a, just, it's a.
Okay.
First, it says a report. I asked about notes.
Did you draft any notes in this investigation? Did you draft any reports in this investigation?
Objection has an answer.
Well, no, it's not. Kind of went back and forth on it. First, we had a report, now it doesn't look like we did do a report.
Thank you, Judge.
So I'm allowed a question.
So the question is, do you recall, did you draft a report in this investigation?
I don't recall writing a report for the investigation.
Okay. So the documents you used to refresh your memory what happened was somebody else's report, correct?
Correct.
Do you have any independent knowledge of this investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And what is that independent knowledge?
I was the responding
Yeah,
officer.
well, hold on. You're calling for a narrative. You want to ask a question?
I will ask the question. How do you recall, you pointed to the person sitting in the row over here, correct?
Yes.
As the defendant.
Yes.
How do you recognize him from all the other cases and arrests you've made without having a report to refresh your memory on what he looks like or who he was?
This is Giles. That's the only traffic accident I've ever been on where there was a semi-truck involved and a minivan under the semi-truck. It stands out as all of my other traffic accidents I've ever responded to.
And how long did you see Mr. Reese before he was taken away in the ambulance?
I was trying to communicate him for quite a bit of time. The last time, I'm not sure.
Was he covered in blood?
Yes.
Was he bleeding?
Yes.
And you said he was in and out of consciousness, correct?
Correct.
Was his eyes open when you were trying to talk to him?
In and out.
In and out, okay. And you recall, how tall he was or what he weighed?
He was inside and crunched into the minivan, so I couldn't get height or weight.
Okay. And so the only thing you have to testify that this was the driver of the vehicle is, I'm assuming you recognize his face.
Correct.
Did he have a mask on at the time?
No.
And today he had a mask on, correct?
Correct.
And so the only thing you can recognize from him is his eyes, correct?
Forehead, eyes, facial structure.
And that he was sitting in the defendant's seat, correct? the defendant's seat in the courtroom, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You don't know how fast he was traveling?
I do know.
You didn't do any independent investigation on what happened, correct?
Correct.
You were just there, you were the first on the scene, and you seen him taken away in the ambulance.
Correct.
You tried to talk to him, but you couldn't get anything from him.
Correct.
No further questions, Judge.
Any regret?
How certain are you that the person that you see right here with this mask on?
I got an ID.
You got it, okay.
I got an ID.
I have no further questions.
Then,
Nothing from the defense, John.
thank you, you stepped down.
People have no further questions.
Alright, that's. Any defense witnesses?
No defense witnesses.
Thank you. Okay.
People make a motion to bind over on the single charge of reckless driving causing death. I will just very briefly note the court, like to brief. You can see from the video, if the court would like to watch the video again, that the defendant, that the car was driving at a high rate of speed, over 35 miles an hour, as testified by Sergeant Warner. You can see in the video, the defendant swerving around another car at the top of the screen. And of course, you can see him slamming into the back of a semi-truck. Officer Dustin can testify that he saw the defendant in the driver's seat, and from the ME's report, I think there's probable cause, even without Officer Dustin's testimony, that we found the passenger was deceased, that this person was deceased as a result of a motor vehicle accident.
I don't know who the passenger was. There's no identification of the passenger whatsoever. So how am I supposed to know what person was taken out of the vehicle?
Well, I think that, absent having somebody show a picture of the defendant, or the victim, I think that I could have the officer, compare.
Come on, what we got right now. Right now, I don't have anything. So, I mean, if you're talking about doing something else, then you gotta make a motion to reopen proof.
Sure.
And then, we'll, you know, get the argument, and I'll make a decision. But right now, I don't know who the passenger was.
Well, I would
So
move.
I have an ME report from a person dying from an auto accident. You know, but I don't know who, you know, what auto accident that person was in.
Well,
Not on his record.
I would make a motion to reopen, then call Sergeant Warner so he can explain what he typically puts on an investigative report, and then we can compare the ME number to the ME number on the medical examiner's report to at least get to a probable cause.
Investigator Warren did not see the passenger. He wasn't there. He came afterwards. The passenger was removed. The driver was removed. He doesn't know who was in the vehicle. He already testified to that. So if he got some other information from somebody else, then that's hearsay. And I can't take it.
Well, I think that Sergeant Warner, what he could provide is enough under the rule of evidence to admit, authenticate, perhaps, I can't admit the investigator's report. I can have him explain he goes up the OIC, I can have him explain what's on the investigator's report, where they typically put things, and then have the court have.
Warren wasn't no OIC.
He was not the OIC, but he is familiar enough with investigators' reports that he.
I don't care about that. That doesn't mean anything. He didn't put this one together. And he would still be talking about, he was still hearsay evidence. It's all hearsay what he got. If he got the information, Otherwise, he could be reading off of somebody else's report to get the information.
Okay.
So now we're not talking about hearsay, this is double, possibly triple.
Yeah.
You know, we're multiplying now.
Well, I guess my argument would be that if you look at the date of the exam and you look at the date of the accident, that enough of a link can be drawn between this accident and the investigator's report and the name of the person and how the person died, the cause of death, and the manner of death, to get us.
There's multiple injuries from an auto accident.
Yes.
How many auto accidents happen on or around? The ME report was the third.
Yeah.
This accident was the second. You know, between the second and the third, how many auto accidents were in the city of Detroit?
I don't know that. I could,
We can
have,
guess, but we don't know.
I could have if the court would allow me, I could have the Officer Dustin describe what the person looked like, the passenger, and then that could correspond to the narrative summary of the post-mortem report. And he could describe his color, his height, all that.
He can't give height. He couldn't give
He can do height, he can do,
He could say he saw somebody sitting in the front, and that person, one likely was covered in blood. He could say if they were male or female, he could say basically what race they were, but that's it.
which I think gets us to, probable cause based on.
No. Probable cause is still a standard. It's a low
It's a
standard.
low standard.
It's a low standard, but it's still a standard. You got to connect the dots, so to speak.
Sure.
If those dots ain't connected, my job is to weed it out and throw it out at this point. And the problem is I don't have a victim identified in this case. I got that the defendant was driving the vehicle. Now, faster than 35, but how fast, I don't know. I don't know if it was 40, I don't know if it was 38, I don't know if it was 50 or 106. I don't know. And although I'm allowed to infer certain facts based upon the evidence given, I can't invent them. I can't invent them. I have to have what a reasonable person can look at and say, okay, I see this person, coming in with a raincoat and the raincoat's wet. I can infer it was raining. That kind of thing. Other than that, no, I don't connect the dots. You connect the dots, then I see the story. And the problem here is the dots aren't connected.
And at this time, I move for dismissal.
That is dismissed without prejudice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grant.
Talk for a second.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Judge.
Durham.
Yes.
Ready on Caitlin Durham? Calling case number 2058645, the people of the state of Michigan versus Caitlin Durham, defendant number 1 is charged with count 1, breaking and entering a building with intent. Habitual offender, second notice. This matter is scheduled for examination.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Elizabeth Moore on behalf of the people, P84724.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kathleen Laws appearing on behalf of Ms. Durham, P6313A.
Okay, you ready to proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, the people are not prepared to proceed. There are 2 witnesses that needed to be here today. We left voicemails for one and have not heard back, and the other one is out of state and unable to get back here for today's examination.
With that, Your Honor, I would move for dismissal.
Now, this is it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Need a dismissal form, please?
Okay.
Good to see everyone in person.
Yeah.
Everybody be careful driving home. That snow is really coming down.
Yeah.
Fine. Last thing I want to see.
It would be too. I didn't think we could get any more snow this year. Maybe I just shouldn't think anymore. It's my fault for thinking it would happen.
Got snow and ice in April. That is part of later May. Hopefully after a little bit of the year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna allow anymore.
Huh?
I'm not gonna allow anymore. I might need you to enter a weather order, okay? Demand
Which
it.
I have an authority.
You'll just have to demand it, cease and desist immediately.
Okay.
really rough exam, wasn't it? That was a really rough exam we just had, wasn't it?
Back on track, though. More to go.
Well, I hope they're all as good as this one. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You too. Here's, Reese.
And be safe driving home.
Reese.
Sure, hold on. Lucky.
Yes.
There you go. Watch it. Say you gotta make it.
Reese is going?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay, we'll wait. Oh, so you got the same thing? Well, I mean, it's not nothing new that happened.
Oh.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you guys, have a good afternoon.
You too.
Gangs is upstairs. They wanna leave Reese down. I guess they said he had some kind of surgery or something. Lewis. But they wanna keep him down until we read through the case. Okay. Gangs down here. What, you have attorney or nothing on?
No, Mr. Woodard, or Mr. Gaines?
No, no attorney. I thought maybe he must be on Zoom or something. One far away. Yeah. Just wait on turn it on. Have you heard from his attorney? Yeah.
Mr. Woodyard out there?
I didn't see it, Your Honor.
I just called him, Judge, left a message. He didn't answer. What? Oh. Huh?
You didn't get him?
No, I left a message. Counselor, do you have Mr. Woodyard's number?
No, my apologies, I don't, I actually didn't give him your email.
We got James Lewis.
He's in custody. I have
Huh?
him brought up.
He's in custody.
No. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, this is Riley. We'll meet James Lewis.
Reggie on, Judge?
Yeah. Reggie?
Yeah, Judge, I'm here.
You ready to bring Mr. Lewis out?
Ready on James Lewis? Calling case number 1961285. The people of the state of Michigan versus James Lewis. Defendant is charged with count 1, breaking and entering a vehicle to steal property, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Third notice. Count 2, stolen property, receiving and concealing $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Third notice. Count 3, larceny from a motor vehicle. Count 4, larceny from a motor vehicle. Habitual offender, fourth notice. This matter is scheduled for examination.
And good afternoon, Your Honor, and to your most wonderful court. May it please the most honorable court, Reginald Langer, P number 80354, appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Janet Spahn, P43281, appearing on behalf of Mr. Lewis.
All right, so we've had some off the record discussions. Ms. Spahn, I know you're on Zoom now because of you're currently quarantined. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I was just released from the hospital on Friday. I'm on house restriction. I have a lot of lung issues.
Okay.
And I would just note, I've spoke with Mr. Andrew. I've received 2 fairly disturbing letters from Mr. Lewis indicating that he does not want me to be his attorney anymore. I think there's clearly a breakdown in the attorney-client relationship at this point. Plus, due to my health condition, I cannot be there in person. I would move to withdraw, Your Honor, and ask the court to appoint different counsel.
Lewis,
Yes, sir.
you want to do attorney?
No, I'll keep Miss Bond, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with that. I just thought, you know, because she didn't tell me no date. That's all I was mad about. I'll keep Miss Bond. You know, because she got all my paperwork. I'm on PSI and everything.
Bond?
You know, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Andrew has indicated that if you want to waive your preliminary exam,
Okay,
they will give you, they will,
I don't need to be
may
here for
I
that.
finish, please?
No.
I'm sorry, I thought that was your
Stop talking.
microphone.
You stop talking.
I apologize, Your Honor.
You're about to have a conversation I don't need to hear.
Okay,
Unfortunately, because of the situation, you can't be here to talk to him privately, and he can't be on Zoom because he's in the courtroom. I was gonna suggest that Reggie step away from his Zoom. I will step out of the courtroom. I'll ask the officer to step out of the courtroom, and then you can have a private conversation. All right?
all right, thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. I thought that was Mr. Lewis speaking.
All right. Okay. If you don't mind, if Reggie don't mind stepping away so they can have a conversation.
Your Honor, did you want to place me and the 2 witnesses in a breakout room so we know for sure that?
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay. I believe
the witnesses are Stacy Bowen
and Mark Brown. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's what I'll do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Kitty, you want closer or
Huh?
you want over here?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Rich.
Oh, hold on. Well, actually, he could have stayed over there. That's all. Britt, you can bring him.
Okay. Over here, we're trying to see.
Here, stand in front of me. There you go.
All right, Mr. Lewis, you need to make a decision. Like I indicated, I just got out of the hospital. It's taken all the effort I have pretty much to breathe and talk. I am not capable physically of holding an exam today. If you want to hold an exam, you ask for another attorney. They can handle that. The prosecutor has indicated to me in your circumstance, if you want to waive the exam today, they will give you an offer at the arraignment of some type of felony plea with time served. I don't know exactly what that is going to look like, but that's your choices at this point.
So they give me time, sir, right now? I'll take that.
No. That's what I'm saying. You're at district court. They will not offer you a misdemeanor. You would have to waive the exam and take the matter up to circuit to Frank Murphy. They'll give you a plea deal there.
You just said time served though.
Yes.
If they
But you
give me
can't
time
plead
served,
to a
I'll take it.
felon- You can't plead to a felony in district court.
Oh, okay, well, you said I get a time served, right?
That's what
I'll take
Mr.
it.
Andrew has told me and his supervisor.
Okay, I'll take the time served.
Okay,
stay
but
down in
that's not,
the county.
that's not on the table today. Today, you either want to waive your exam or you want to hold your exam. If you waive the exam, you'll have an arraignment in a week. At that point, hopefully, we should have an offer and we can do a plea and time served at that point because it'll be in Frank Murphy.
Well, can I stay in the county jail for at least 6 months?
In the county, I have no idea. They're probably going to take you back to prison today. They're trying not to, commingle.
Okay, do whatever you gotta do, miss. I'm just gonna go on here and, just take the plea in, cause you say I can take a plea, so.
Well,
I
we're
just
not
take
doing a
that.
plea today. You're either going to waive today or you're going to get a new attorney and you can go to exam. The witnesses are here on Zoom and they're available.
Well,
And there's also going to be some restitution for the camera and whatever else was taken.
So I'm talking about how much time, that's what I'm talking about, the time. You saying time, that's what I'm talking about, the time, how much time I'm getting.
I don't know. I'm not going to have that offer till we get to Frank Murphy.
So it ain't no guarantee that I'm getting time served.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
going to give you time served. I
That's
just don't know how
guaranteed, though.
much.
That's guaranteed, time served is guaranteed.
That's what the prosecutor told me.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that, I'll go with that.
So you want to waive the preliminary exam?
Yeah, if I got time served for guaranteed, yeah. You saying I got time served guaranteed?
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna waive
you
it.
do not have time served guaranteed right now at the second. That offer will come at Frank Murphy. I don't know how much clearer I can make that, Mr. Lewis.
So you're saying if I go to Frank Murphy, I might not get the time served? That's what you're saying then?
No, I'm just telling you that's not specifically on the table today. I have to wait until I get that offer, and I cannot get that offer until I get to Frank Murphy. They won't give it to me here. It's out of my control.
See, this will make me mad. I don't know. If I knew it was guaranteed, I can do it, but I don't know if it's guaranteed.
Well, then we can ask the prosecutor to put it on the record. That's the best I can do.
Why would you tell me it's guaranteed if it's not?
Mr.
I
Lewis,
thought
I'm
it was-
not arguing with you. I'm telling
Okay.
you what the prosecutor told me.
But this prosecutor in this courtroom here told you that, not the prosecutor over in Frank Murphy.
This prosecutor right here, yes, him and his boss, Reginald Andrew.
But that's what I'm saying. This prosecutor ain't got nothing to do with Frank Murphy though. Do we, miss? Okay, well, okay, I'll go with it then.
All right.
Okay, I'll waive it then. If he got something to do with, you say he got something to do with Frank Murphy?
He's a prosecutor.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's wait.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, come on.
All right.
All right. Come on back out.
Where, car reporter leave to?
Yeah.
Here's somebody. Oh, here they go.
Okay. All right, we're back on the record on 1961285, the state of Michigan versus James Lewis. Ms. Stein had, come to conclude what we're doing.
Yes, Your Honor, I've had a chance to talk to Mr. Lewis. At this point, it's my understanding that he would like to waive his preliminary exam. And I would preface that by noting that I have spoken with Mr. Andrew and his supervisor in multiple emails over the past week. To my understanding, there's going to be some type of plea offer with time served made once he gets to Frank Murphy.
That's correct, Your Honor. That's my understanding as well.
And based on that, he was just to waive his preliminary exam.
Okay. Mr. Lewis, state your name again, please.
James Lewis.
All right, first I need to. All right, Mr. Lewis, you understand that you have a statutory right to preliminary exam when the statement show by probable cause the crime was committed? And probable cause you had something to do with committing that crime. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Anybody promise you anything or threaten you in any way to get you to waive your right to preliminary exam, other than what's already been put on the record?
No, sir.
All right, you do so freely and voluntarily after having opportunity to talk to your attorney about it.
Yes, sir.
You signed the waiver of examination form, is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And people have no objection, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. No objection.
All right, so it's time to freely and voluntarily waive your right to preliminary exam and found over Wayne County Circuit Court Criminal Division for arraignment on the information, which will be April 27th, 2021 at 9:00 a.m. And, oh, Ms. Bond, do you have any objection to me signing your name to the waiver form?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. Have it all set up on the 24th.
And that was April 27th, correct, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Ms. Bowden and Mr. Brown, you can log off now. As we discussed, everything happened as discussed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Judge, I believe my OIC is in the hallway, Detective Ronan.
Okay, yeah, you don't know when you can, free to go.
Okay.
You can bring the other folks back in and give them another day.
Okay. All right, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, everyone be well.
All right, you too.
Nope.
Game here. Is he last?
Yep, like that.
Game's up.
Leave Mr. Gaines.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Woodard, right?
No.
Right.
If you want to,
Witness?
Ready on Jeff Gaines, calling case number 2156426, the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeff Gaines. Defendant is charged with count 1 and count 2 criminal, count 1 criminal sexual conduct, 3rd degree, count 2 criminal sexual conduct, 4th degree. This matter is scheduled for examination.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brittany Johnson on behalf of the people, P 83513.
Say your name, please.
Jeff Gaines.
All right, we tried to contact Mr. Woodyard, no avail, he's not shown up. At this point, I'm gonna put it over to tomorrow morning. We'll zoom in, we'll have to set another date.
Understandable, Your Honor.
If, we're gonna leave a message for Mr. Woodyard to come in at 8:30, if he doesn't come in, I'm gonna get a new, I'm gonna reassign the date.
Sorry, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, when you get a chance, you call the number, let them know to come on Zoom in the morning,
Okay.
8:30. If we wait, 10, 11, like we usually does, the thing's gonna be gone. Other than that, that's the thing for the doctor.
That's it.